All right, welcome back to another video. My name is Adrian, I am from Australian Muscle, and I'm sitting here with the owner of Formulator of a very, very popular Australian brand, Primabolics.
Howdy.
Will, how are we doing?
Thanks for having me, mate. We're down here in Adelaide this evening. We're shooting some product videos, and we're getting into the weeds of why we made products, how we made them. And, I think Metabolyz is one that has been really begging to have a bit more of an explanation, because it's such a comprehensive product that has so many. There's so many reasons why I put this together. It took me months and months to formulate this, looking over textbooks. It was a really complicated sort of process, but it's so beneficial for so many people, and that's why this is one thing I can give to you. Any person who walks through the door, I know they're going to have immediate health benefits from it. They're going to feel better. They're going to be producing energy better. Metabolism's running better. Lowering stresses. Like, this is just all around a health tonic. This isn't just a fat burner. This is a well-being formula. So really excited this video tonight. This is going to be cool.
So this was actually one of the latest products that actually made me excited when we first saw it, because there are certain gaps in the market that need to be hit from a more of like a holistic point of view, rather than just let's caffeinate everyone and make everyone lean and shredded as possible through just excessive thermogenesis. But this is done through primarily your, thyroid function.
Bingo.
Which is the best thing about it. And thyroid, for everyone playing at home, is what I like to call it's the engine of the body.
100%. It's the body's thermostat, mate.
Yeah.
And I guess even in if you look at how much your calorie burn throughout a day, if you look at your total daily energy expenditure for anyone listening at home, just the amount of calories you burn throughout a day doing your daily life, even in elite athletes, the calorie burn that you'll achieve coming from exercise is only going to be at most 20, maybe 30% if you're like a high level athlete. For a lot of people, it's more like 10 to 20% tops, right? Like, a lot of people, when they're trying to go for fat loss. A lot of people watching this video as well, it is a fat burner, so they're going to be watching this with fat loss as a goal in mind. A lot of people, the first thing they do is jump on a treadmill. Yep. Go for a walk, go for a run, start training more, right? That's always the thought process. I need to go out and do some exercise for weight loss. Now, but everyone's chasing after the tiny piece of the pie. They're all they're chasing that 10 to 15%. Your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, just the calories you burn from just functioning, breathing, keeping
maintain internal body temperature.
Maintain internal body temperature, have your organs switched on, your brain switched on. Something like 80% of your calorie burn is in your basal metabolic rate, just in keeping your body going. So rather than chasing after this 10 to 15% and really putting all our focus here, when I formulated Fat Burner half a decade ago, I went, everyone's looking at the wrong part of the equation. If we can impact that 80%, rather than the 10 to 20%, we can have a profound impact on people's results. Like, this is the big piece of the pie no one's looking at. But for some reason, no one was looking at thyroid. They're all looking, let's put more and more stimulants, jam more and more caffeine, have people running hotter and hotter that way. So the thermogenesis pathway you spoke about. But that's such a small piece of the puzzle. So I guess when I made this originally, I went, what's the biggest lever I can pull in fat loss? And it's enhancing your basal metabolic rate through your thyroid. The thyroid is your holy grail, right? It dictates everything: cellular turnover, cellular repair, energy production. It's your body's thermostat telling it how fast it's going to run, how hot it's going to run, how many calories it'll burn. Does everything. It's an amazing organ, right? And I guess what we see now, though, very commonly, if you're someone who's, again, if you're watching this video and you've, attempted fat loss yourself, you've probably been on the odd yo-yo diets. You might have tried, some of the latest dieting fads too, whether it be intermittent fasting, keto, carnivore, paleo, whatever it might be. Yo-yo dieting over time, restricting calories, overtraining, all these sort of things, these actually drive down your thyroid output. They're driving down that 80%, like a lot of the other parts, poor nutrition as well, having nutrient deficiencies. Like our soils in Australia are very old and actually quite nutrient poor. So iodine, which is a super crucial nutrient, is often deficient. And we need that through our thyroid to actually make our body run. So a lot of people have got these nutrient deficiencies, we've got stresses, we've got, we're really chasing after the other piece of the pie, we're jamming in huge amounts of stimulants, we're not, and we're not allowing our metabolism to actually run optimally. We actually see now it's very common for people to have slower metabolisms. And that looks like if you're a cold frog, lower body temperature, classic one, cold hands, cold feet. If you find you or your partner might have, you're the type of person who has blankets on in summer, you find that your hands and feet are always cold, you just can't, your body temperature is just lower in general. So if you're a cold frog, that's one. Lower appetite, super common as well. hold fluid if you have fluid retention. Also really, really common. Very, very stubborn body fat. You find it nearly impossible to lose weight. You just look at food and you put on weight. That's a really common one as well. Also, hair, skin and nails. Now, if your hair isn't growing as fast, also quite thin, might even be falling out if it's in extreme stages. Nails, if they're weak and brittle and they're not growing fast at all. Again, the base of your nails, your cuticles, if they're splitting as well, down the sides of your nails, if they're splitting as well, these are all common signs that your metabolism is probably running on the slower side. So we also find that slower, gut issues like bloating and also slow transit times is very, very common. So all these sort of signs are pointing to, you might have actually a slower metabolism, and it's very, very common with people now.
Yep.
I see it very commonly. So the way that I made Metabolyz was to help speed this back up, get that 80% of your daily calorie burn higher. And I find that people just started dropping weight off. It just fell off them. And it was not through ramping them up with cheap gimmicks and stims and things that made them sweat more. It was by doing it without helping their body actually produce cellular energy, and giving them the nutrients that they're really important. Like if someone picks up this tub, it looks like a multivitamin more than a fat burner.
Yeah, there's 7 kinds of vitamin B6 in there, vitamin B. So first thing I was like, I'm not paying $60 for vitamins. What is this going to do? How is this going to help me? Vitamin B specifically is your body's energy. Like it produces energy to cellular level.
It does.
So by obviously giving yourself more of those vitamin Bs, you're going to have more energy to cellular level, giving yourself a bit more energy throughout the day, which is why they're in here, which is fantastic.
It's a nice addition, and it helps with a lot of things. Like, I guess when I put those, it looks like a random smattering of vitamins, but what I actually did is I sat down with the HPT axis, and I went through how your body's thyroid works, and I looked at every vitamin and mineral your thyroid needs to actually produce thyroid hormone.
Yep.
So I guess the way that our body works is the thermostat sends the signals, pumps out our thyroid hormone T4, that goes to a cell, converts to T3, and everything ticks that ticks over and basically dictates how hot we run. Now, as I mentioned before though, iodine's a crucial factor, selenium's a crucial cofactor, zinc, magnesium and B vitamins. So what you'll see in there is every single vitamin your metabolism actually needs to function, to run optimally, to produce energy, to burn calories, to actually work. So I guess these are the actual nutrients that support it. So I've got in there the botanicals, which send the signal to the thyroid to run faster. Yep. I've got all of the messengers going to your body saying run faster to your metabolism, and then all the nutrients to support it, so I can actually facilitate that increased function. So that's why there's so many. That's why I formulated this how I did. I've got the iodine from kelp, selenium, zinc, magnesium at 300 milligrams, bethylated B vitamins. I've got this whole host of nutrients available there that a lot of people are deficient in, and it's why I hear all the time customers will have it, and it's only 120 milligrams caffeine.
Yeah.
Not a great deal, same as a standard coffee, but people feel like just wired.
They're energetic throughout the entire day.
The whole day, they're just wired. And it's because all these nutrients that they're commonly deficient in, they're getting their full recommended daily intake of. All these things that are required to produce energy, to burn anything, to actually, for their cells to produce energy, are there all of a sudden. And they start feeling superhuman, like straight away they're just feeling like, wow, this is crazy. And they think I've jammed it full of stimulants, but it's actually half the caffeine of most things in the market that it's competing against. So by having all these really beautiful nutrients in there, we're giving our metabolism the actual resources to run, but then I also put a lot of herbs to help send the signals.
Yes.
So I guess the second half of the panel looks like pretty much what a naturopath would give you if you went in there with a slow metabolism. We have cholecystokol is a really common one, so that's this big long word on the side panel there.
I love this. Giving the body forskolin, which is shown to increase CAMP3 pathways, which is sort of like it breaks down the fat cell.
It does.
Making it easy to be burning. It's a great product. It's a great ingredient that's been added. That with yerba mate and KSM 66 ashwagandha.
Yerba's wicked. I love yerba. Yerba's a really cool one. It has twofold things. It really helps on the insulin sensitivity pathway. So it really helps with insulin sensitivity. And I have on the side of the panel here, I guess there's 3 main reasons that most people seem to have fat gain, right? Slow thyroid function, one that we've touched on tonight, why we have environmental factors that affect our metabolism. 2 is stress, and that's why we have the KSM 66 ashwagandha. It lowers our cortisol. And then the third part is insulin resistance. Super common, very prevalent in Australia. In particular, we have a lot of, it's very, very prevalent. So those 3 factors, so I've put in things in here to help with all 3. For the thyroid, we have the cholecystokol with that forskolin, sending signals to produce more TSH to drive cyclic AMP at the cell. So it's doing twofold. It's saying sending more signals to produce more thyroid hormone, and then at a cellular level saying let's run faster. So you've got all this stimulant going going on to help drive that metabolism with the choline fulxoli. And a big dose, 250 megs at 20%. Now, most formulas will see you using half that dose. It's a very big whack of forskolin. So this will really send a heap of signals to your metabolism saying run faster, faster, faster. Now, ashwagandha, apart from lowering the cortisol, because we know stress lowers our metabolism, it also happens to be a balancer on our thyroid too. As a lesser known adaptogen, it also happens to cover your bases. So if your thyroid is running, basically we're sending all these signals to the thyroid saying run fast, fast, faster, but ashwagandha will stop it running too fast or too slow. Keeps it in the optimal range where it's running right where it needs to be. So that's your cover-all as well. So we're going to say run faster, but let's keep it in a nice optimal range. Here's the nutrients to support it. Yerba mate comes along, helps with the insulin sensitivity as well to keep our insulin low throughout the day, so we're also burning fat longer, because if our insulin's present, we can't burn fat.
Yes.
And then the final perk, yerba mate was shown also to increase our calorie burn from exercise. Quite significantly, 24% actually was the increase. So people using yerba mate at the dose here used pre-workout, they increased their calorie burn by a quarter again. So massive increase in calorie burn from exercise. So all the nutrients, the botanicals driving that thyroid function. And then to top it off, it has all the features of a low stimulant thermo.
Yeah.
So we have nootropics, we have in there 120 milligrams of caffeine from green coffee as a nice thermogenic, and then 1.5 grams of acetyl-L-carnitine as well. So we've got some of the classics you want to see from a low stim thermo, but then a whole heap of things you won't ever see. So we've got adrenal support, thyroid support, we have a low stim thermo, multivitamin. This is just, anyone could use this. This is mums, dads, busy workers, anyone at all. If you have stress in your day, if you suspect that your metabolism is running a bit slower, if you're just using multivitamin currently right now, this is higher dose than most of the ones you'll see on the market. This is just the all-in-one health tonic. It'll make you feel better, more energetic, warmer for one. Your body temperature increases quite significantly. And anyone dieting, we find that our metabolism drops significantly when we're dieting. This helps keep it running faster. So, in particular, I'm lucky enough to have Adrian as my coach, and I've found that we've been running the same calories for 6-7 weeks with only one change. Traditionally, I had to change every 2 to 3 weeks. I find that if you can continue to stimulate your metabolism quite strongly the whole way through, keep your thyroid running fast, your body doesn't slow down and adapt to dieting as much. It keeps it running faster. So if our calorie output's here, traditionally when you're dieting, it drops down to meet your energy intake, not with Metabolyz, because we're sending signals to say, no, keep running faster. Our calorie deficit remains the same, and we keep burning fat even when we're in diets for long periods of time. So it's your best friend during a diet, best friend just as a morning pick-me-up, morning coffee, morning multivitamin hit. It's a really, really versatile product, that I'm really glad we could do a video, because it's not just a fat burner. It sort of cheapens it does so many things for you that's great for health and well-being. So anyone on the Australian Muscle website looking for something to have as morning coffee or a morning multivitamin, lower stress hormones, this stuff is just absolute gold.
Yes,
for it.
Available in 2 flavours as pineapple. That's strawberry kiwi, I believe.
Bingo.
$69.95.
We're doing 79, but we've got 45 serves. So you've got yourself about 6-7 weeks as well.
Yep.
You only need 1 scoop a day. I've dosed it all to be maximal botanicals and minerals around 1 serve. So it's about 6-7 weeks worth of product there for $79.95. So a lot cheaper than your morning coffee anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Available now in store and online with free Australia-wide shipping. Will, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.